Hi, William. So how are things proceeding? Do you have a status update for us? Are we making some progress?
Yes, I believe we are. We found where they entered our systems. The IR team is doing the forensics to understand the extent of the breach and the integrity of the data.
Well, that's some good news, I guess. I don't want this going on too long. The longer this takes, the more likely this incident and our situation will find its way to the press.
We're on it. So far, so good. I managed to maintain a steady dialogue with the attackers. They have not revealed any more of their data, nor have they provided us a key to the encrypted files. I'm still not sure what hand they will play next. They may be using this time to determine their next move. The time limit hasn't moved. We have 3 hours to make the first payment to them.
3 hours is tight. I hope we can be ready.
Hold on. Just received another update. The attackers sent us a key to decrypt some of the files. I need to send this to the IR team. This will prove whether we can actually restore the data they breached. It also provides some insight on their technical skills and capabilities. Our next challenge is to assess their psychological skills through negotiations. This is where the human side of ransomware really comes into play.
Once they figure out they have the wrong files, they will be upset.
Well, that assumes they haven't already. I'm working out a payment schedule with the hackers to further delay them from examining whatever compromised files they may have in their possession. I need to buy more time.
Hey, I was thinking about that phishing simulation.
Brennan, that was our spoof, our experiment to see how the hotel would react to phishing emails. Stop thinking about that.
We hired a third-party company to organize and create that simulation.
Who hired the third party?
I did. We did. Redeema provided a list of qualified consultants to me with a recommendation that I approved.
And this was vetted and then approved by Leon?
Not exactly. I consulted with Leon, let him know the task was underway. I had my team take care of it all. I trust my team, and Leon trusts me.
Yes, with Jackie's approval, I took care of most of the details with the outside company.
Did you check out the organization itself? Check their credentials?
Of course we did.
Who performed the due diligence on the company's credentials?
Redeema did. She ran the whole thing. I supervised it, of course.
And how closely were you involved in the setup of the simulation?
I reviewed the status reports from Redeema.
Was that for the setup and the execution of the simulation?
Well, yes and no. I don't micromanage the situation. Redima and I agreed that it would be in the IT department's best interest if I didn't know the details, and I wasn't briefed on the timing of the simulation. Besides, it's consistent with my management style. I'm not that kind of leader.
And I'm confused. What type of leader is that?
I trust my team to do their job.
Okay. Well, no one's questioning your management style. I'm just trying to understand the level of due diligence that was applied to this simulated security exercise. That's it.
This exercise was managed. I made sure it received our IT group's highest attention. Given the circumstances of everything else we had to handle, keep in mind, there were a lot of other activities on the go at the time. And then COVID hit. Our IT shop is strained. We barely have enough resources to keep computers running. Just, there's no more staff to do more. You get what you pay for. You expect us to keep everything online with full redundant systems and the latest security patches installed and everything well documented. You give the department no budget to actually do proper maintenance, but miraculously, the board found a small fortune to pay these consulting companies.
Hey, Jackie, I get it. But you know how much pressure our whole budget has been under for the last few years. And we can't really blame this only on a budget issue, can we?
My IT department budget has been slashed for 3 consecutive years. The requests, though, they've not.
We all do the best with what we have.
Who was the third party?
It was Redav Security. They are a professional IT security team based offshore.
I thought you said they were a local. I thought you said they had a local presence.
They do. The person who I consulted with was out of Toronto. At least she had a 416 number. They are part of a global operation.
Redav Security. The name sounds familiar. I'll have the IR team run some background analysis on this group as well.
Background? I did all of the checks. They are solid. I showed Jackie all of my due diligence. She approved.
Well, if there's anything concerning about this group, I'm sure the IR team will find it as well.
I suppose I could have checked into this a little more closely.
So, were you getting Ottawa Senator emails?
Not me. The team was getting emails from me, but they were not mine.
Yeah, I was receiving emails from Jackie about the senators. Redima said it was all a hoax, a test to see if we paid attention during the training for not to open suspicious emails.
They had a month in our system to get to know our habits, our likes, our personalities, a month to figure out what we'd bite on.
Well, okay. According to the analytics here, the breach occurred at the same time as the phishing simulation.
I can't believe this.
At the same time, that can't be.
I knew those emails looked too real.
Yeah, I just confirmed that they are using a phishing simulation as their entry point, or they used it.
Does the incidents response team know which email systems or the user or users?
The IR team keeps a tight lip on their analytics at this time until we have evidence to back their discoveries. I expect they will update us as soon as they have something a little more concrete.
Remember, the board really does not want to pay this ransom.
The board is, we are trying to save the data of tens of thousands of customers.
There's a larger question about all this. How did the attackers get into your system so early during that, or easily during that simulation?
I thought the simulation was run by Redeema. It was a simulation. She confirmed it to all of us.
Of course it was, and I personally took all precautions and due diligence with Redav to ensure the simulation was done properly and safely.
I don't know, maybe you missed something.
I take that personally. I never miss. I am in complete control of all of my actions and my work all the time.
Hey, Redeema, this is not personal. And we are not accusing. We're seeking answers. I'm sure this will be reviewed.
And that's the job of the IR team. As I understand, they have been asked by the board to conduct internal interviews. You can all expect appointments will be scheduled in the next several hours.
This is such a waste of time. I don't understand why.
It's merely just part of the due diligence process of a complete forensic review. Not to worry at all, especially if you've done everything by the book.